After the first night, they don't matter. I search for one much better. She emotional like she been battered, but this shit just don't add up. I'm subtracting my feelings when the pills pop. I'm ill and cut my phone.
Yo, what's up? It's your man 3K the Boss, aka Mr. Two Hands Up. Fah, fah, fah. You know what it is, man. Y'all like how I threw that third one in there. And as always, this the Mr. Two Hands Up show. This your man 3K the Boss, aka the Boxing Game Shang something, man. And y'all already know what it is, man. So let me go ahead and just run through this little breakdown of some shit that happened this weekend. We had some good shit. We had some bullshit. We had some niggas bodies falling apart at 37, man. We had niggas taking a bite out of crime. We had some more wild boxing shit going on, man. So let's go ahead, pop off, talk about it how we talk about it, kick it how we kick it, and just do things how we do it on the Mr. Two Hands Up show. And I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. And now we right back here with your boy, the man, 3K the Boss. You already know what it is. So let's get straight into it. Yeah, man, so over the weekend, man, we had some good boxing matches, man. We got the Golden Boy, man, top prospect, man, Ryan Garcia, took on Jose Lopez, beat his ass, got him up out of there, man. Taking on Jose Lopez and looking the way he did, man, the boy looked extremely well. He said, man, he ain't worried about the money team. He ain't worried about that shit they popping. You know what I'm saying? And Javante Tank Davis, if you really about that action, man, he said he ready, man. He said, you know what I'm saying, he's seen a few holes in your games on your last fight out when you was weight bullying. And he said, man, he ready to destroy you. He was like, so, you know what I'm saying, let's do away with all the false talking, man, because he said he ain't hiding from shit. He said he want that work and he want it now. Are you the man that's going to give it to him, or is he going to have to keep dancing around these PBC fighters just like the rest of, you know what I'm saying, every other weight class, and he's going to have to go in another direction? Let me see, because the world want to see super fights. And I swear to God, man, I see a lot of talent in that young man, and I think he can make big things happen, but only if the opposition is willing to step in the ring with him. With the kid being 19, man, and having so much flair, so much pizzazz, so many of the tools in the shed, and being able to throw hands the way he do, I guess it's making people a little leery. Some people say he ain't doing enough in the sport. Other top prospects are trying to say that, you know, they don't want to get in the ring with him right now because if they spark him too quick, they're going to ruin his career. Or is it really the fact that he might ruin your career? I'll wait. But we already know the answer to that. But you know, everything is open for interpretation in the boxing world and when they talk to these journalists, man. So let's go ahead and continue. Yo, your man Cash Ali tried to take a bite out of crime in the 5th round when it came to David Price. They got Russell to the ground and that man just went, arr, 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 arr. Just went ahead like a pit bull off the chain, tried to take a bite out of him. Tony Bellew said he feels as though he should be banned for life. But what about Mike Tyson? What about your boy, Derek Journeyman Chisora? I don't like Chisora, man, but you know, whatever, man. And so many other people, man, that did pretty, you know what I'm saying, pretty outlandish things in the boxing ring. Hey, man, but I'm going to just keep on rolling with it, man. Sam Eggington, he got destroyed, man. I mean, Liam Smith put the holy hands of God all over that boy, man. And as far as top-ranked boxing is concerned, man, 2 dud fights, man. The new Ray Robinson, man. That fight was trash. All he did was work the jab, work his way around the ring. He didn't really let his hands go. The other cat really thought that, you know what I'm saying, one of these guys would get a shot at Bud Crawford, but I don't see either one of them getting a shot at Bud Crawford. They don't have the skill set to beat him, and the fact that, you know, Ray Robinson even brought up the fact that, you know, he beat him in the amateurs, man. Well, look, man, Bud is an assassin, and we know Bud got all the tools in the shed. He's the most duck boxer in the duck boxer. And that's a fact in the welterweight division because the so-called boogeyman, he been chasing him down, but we ain't seen nothing from him, man. The boogeyman just, you know what I'm saying, is using his tricks, man. He got ghosts. But anyway, man, let's go ahead and continue, man. We're going to keep popping and talk about this boxing news, man. And let's move into, you know what I'm saying, some shit that really disturbed me. And I have got to share this damn, this shit I read today on, you know, boxing scene. So I want y'all to hear this, man. And I want y'all to know if it's going to make y'all sick. I want to know if it's going to make y'all sick to the stomach as it made me. Because I'm feeling like I got the boxing BGs right now because I'm not liking what I heard. So let's go ahead and jump right into that. Mr. Two Hands Up. Fah, fah. You know what it is, man. Let's get into it. Give me 1 second, though. Okay, yeah, man. So here's the top story of the day coming from boxing scene. And we talking about the big 3 in the heavyweight division. You know who that is. Anthony Joshua, and Tyson Fury. Anthony Joshua, Dylan White, and Tyson Fury. Well, Dylan White wasn't really in there, and it wasn't Anthony Joshua and Anthony Joshua. It's really Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, and Tyson Fury. But man, let's go ahead and break that shit down, man. And we're gonna talk about this right now. Okay, so this was, you know what I'm saying, brand by Tris Dixon, man. And this is what he had, to say. Go ahead, open that up for y'all real quick, man. All right, yeah, and like I said, if I haven't said it before, and I'm sure I already did, this came from via theboxingscene.com, and that's the source for, you know what I'm saying, your boxing online news. They, you know, they pretty authentic. They always keep me up to date, so they'll keep you up to date too. Let's go. It says Wilder, Fury, and Joshua, the big three, are playing heavyweight roulette. Okay, and this is how it starts, man. And this article is really gonna blow you. Okay. Who would be a fan of the heavyweight division is the question. Who is chomping at the bit to watch Deontay Wilder and Dominic Breazeale? I'm not. Tyson Fury, Tom Schwartz? I'm not. Anthony Joshua, Jarrell Miller? That's the bet out the three in my opinion. So, okay, let's continue. Who has Showtime, ITV, ESPN, BT Sport, and DAZN and Sky Sports? That's a question. Left open for interpretation. You answer that. What numbers will those fights do? Anthony Joshua, we already know about it here. Tyson Fury, that joint might be a dud, but he has a lot of likeness, so people might buy that. And as far as Deontay Wilder, the only people going to watch that joint is people who want to see him get knocked the fuck out, like me, because I want to see that belt come home, man. One true king, Stannis Baratheon type shit. We're talking about Anthony Joshua, but let's continue on with the story. Okay, there are a lot of side issues to consider when you think about the above. But one thing that is certain is the second name in each contest is not designed to spoil any kind of party, derail any money train, blockade any momentum, although ironically they all have, or jeopardize the golden egg, which is an event featuring two of the above fighters, named first be it Joshua, Fury, or Wilder. While the bouts will still create a level of intrigue and big money, the immediate luster of a huge heavyweight fight is gone. They just aren't happening yet. They might not even happen this year. Momentum and impressive performances whet the appetite for super fights. If Joshua, Wilder, and Fury went emphatically and devastatingly through May and June, then the cravings will grow. And while each network has backed their man with lavish contract, hefty bounty, they ain't backed Wilder with shit, so he can go ahead and stop that bullshit. Anyway, back to what I was saying. While each network has backed their man with lavish contract, hefty bounties, and low-risk opponents, as promoters, executives, and compare how to fatten their wallets and how deep their pockets are, they have and will continue to shell out extraordinary purses. So they are not left behind without any heavy hitter amongst their ranks. They split the pie 3 ways. How's it split 3 ways? I'm stopping right there. How's the pie split 3 ways? Tyson Fury don't have no belt. He got this fucking fairy tale lineal shit that we all talking about that's trying to give him a granted percentage. And Deontay Wilder only has 5% of the unifying body. So, you know, the pie is really split more 3 ways towards Anthony Joshua, more 1 way toward Deontay Wilder on the 25 percentile margin. But you know, I already discussed that last time. So let's go ahead and continue. 2 hands. And while each network is backed the man with lavish contracts, heavy bounties, and low-risk opponents, and the promoters, executives compare how fat their wallets are, how deep their pockets are, and they have and will continue to shell out extraordinary purses, so they are not left behind without any heavy hitter amongst their ranks. They split the pie 3 ways, but aren't even sharing a knife to divide their slice. Now, why is that? 1 face, 1 name, 1 hoe.
Man, this is some bullshit!
But if one of their men loses or looks far from impressive, their bargaining power at the table decreases. And it's already hard to assess who brings what to the table because without each other, what are they worth? Comparatively little. The bonanza comes when they face each other. So I'm going to stop right there. That was the end of the 2nd paragraph. Okay, so I'm going to expand on that. Anthony Joshua is already worth what he's worth. He's already the megastar. There's only one other fighter in the world that is as big as Anthony Joshua, and we're talking about Mr. Canelo Alvarez. So he is at the very top. This man is already getting $30 million per fight, but this is stuff we already know. So, you know, I hate how journalism tries, you know what I'm saying, spin things to make Deontay Wilder and make Tyson Fury look more powerful than what they are, and try to put Anthony Joshua on the same level playing field. And he got 4 belts. So we already know that's fugazi. So, you know, that's one of the reasons why this whole post got me kind of spent. Because it's bullshit, man. They trying to put too much power in Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury hand, and they don't really have the bargaining chips. For real, they need to come over on this side. As Errol Spence says, he need to cross the pond. You know, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury need to cross the pond. But Anthony Joshua is being more of the team player, and these guys don't want to play. And expanding on that, didn't Anthony Joshua offer all of these guys a fight for for April 13th at Wembley, but none of these niggas even took it? So what does that say about the other opposition? I don't see how they try to put Anthony Joshua even in the same stratosphere of these guys, because if it came down to planets, Anthony Joshua is Jupiter, and these guys are Pluto, and they don't even consider Pluto a planet no more. So you already know where I'm going with that. 2 hands. I'm gonna continue. Okay. Yeah, all 3 heavyweights still talk a good game. They blame each other for failed negotiations. Really? I'm going to stop right there, fight fans. Really? Do they truly blame each other for failed negotiations, or is it that one side is only blaming the true A side for failed negotiations, but the A side is the only one going out of their way and elaborating on the millions of different circumstances that pertain to contracts with these fighters, and he acquiesced in the sense of trying and giving these guys what they asked for and up the ante 3 times. But we got one guy who lost his pen. We already know who we talking about. And we got another guy who wanted a flat rate. We offered him that, but it was a low ball. And not to throw Dillian White in the mix, because it should be the big 4. It should be the heavyweight Mount Rushmore, and Dillian White should be in that mix. But he isn't being mentioned for whatever reason, and he's very marquee. He offered all of these guys a fight, and every single one of them turned it down when it was a career high payday, and they chose to go in a direction which is the heavyweight landscape, and the opponents that they are facing now is for that reason, because they ducked Baba Yaga, aka the Boogeyman. Baba Yaga, as Bruce fucking Vane would like to call him. And I just expanded on that a little bit. So, now, we already know what's what. So I'll continue to say, y'all journalists, man, y'all do a good job of spreading some fuck shit about what's going on in the heavyweight division, because we already know this ain't what it is, man. We know Anthony Joshua holds all the keys, and it's funny to me that he's come over into the American stable to try to stake his claim as that guy, the only guy in the division, but everybody else keep slithering their way like the snaky motherfuckers they are out of the situation, because they don't want no motherfucking smoke. And that's that. And what you think about that, homie?
Man, this is some bullshit!
But anyway, I'll digress. I'm going to continue. Yeah, all 3 heavyweights still talk a good game. They blame each other for failed negotiations, and they say they want to face the best while then scouring down the ratings to find an opponent who might have an element of relevance, who may have a story to tell, or who may bring another negotiating or marketing chip to the table. I'm going to pause right there. What other marketing chips and what other negotiations can be brought to the table if Anthony Joshua holds 4 belts, Tyson is holding this fucking lineal unicorn over niggas' head, and Deontay Wilder is holding just 1 belt? So what other bargaining chip is out there other than the fact that these dudes need to come to the ring and fight? One already turned down 9 fucking figures. I don't know what else we gotta do. Shit, I don't even think putting a damn gun to their head to get them niggas in the ring faster, for real. If there was only one house left on the street that you could rent, and all 3 of the men, you know what I'm saying, brought their bag to get that house, who's the one who's gonna maintain the house? I would say the guy with the 4 belts, not the guy with the lineal, and not the guy with the world's biggest crook organization, the WBC belt. So let's continue. There's another angle here. To fight for a legacy is a notable pursuit. That's what it's all about, legacy. Indeed it is, but credit where and when it is due, and nobility have not always allowed boxing to put food on the table. It is a dangerous sport, and it has taken far more out of fighters than the fighters have taken out of it. It is only the minute percentage of boxers who are in their 30s retire on their terms, when they want and with more money than they and their children can get through. Elite boxers are now fighting for the general wealth. Fury, Wilder, and Joshua all have children. They want them set for life, and they want their children set for life too, which is very understandable. Lessons have been learned from the many greats who have frittered their cash and allowed themselves to be ripped off. These men now apparently shrewder. They don't want to be a statistic on a scraphead of fighters who had it all and lost everything. That story has been on the loop for decades. These three are now making business decisions that suit them. They may not suit the fans, but would only then be reminded that the fans are not the ones who are taking the punches. While we do not have the heavyweight contests we want now and might not get them, what we do have is a game of chicken between the three rival fighters and factions that one would call intriguing. If we weren't so impatient and wanted the big three to face off in a micro tournament as soon as yesterday, and I'm gonna pause right there. And the only reason they saying this a game of chicken, Anthony Joshua ain't playing chicken. He hold all the keys. These other two are playing chickens because they trying to price themselves out for that knockout. I repeat, they trying to price themselves out for the knockout coming via Anthony Joshua. So they doing whatever they can to try to get their little bit of money, but don't mix Anthony Joshua up in a game of chicken, because he's made all of the offers. He's the one who's been pushing emphatically, trying to get these fights made. So how can you even say something like that? But I'll continue. But for the meantime, the game of roulette will persist. They will attempt to pluck relevant victims from a shallow pool of brilliant money while not making the riches they could fighting a top rival. The thought process is, as we know, that these fights marinate in this ridiculous game of one-man upsmanship. A side and B sides, and the per split percentages. The longing for a Fury Joshua Wilder fight heightens, and then when they are ready for their pension funds to be cashed in, and they are probably somewhat past their best, they signed on the dotted line. We have seen it time and time again. And knowing that system works from a monetary perspective at least, mega fights have done better at the box office and the gate even when the stars are nearer the end than the prime of their careers. I'm not falling for this bullshit. I put through that in there. I'm going to continue. Look at the two times network famously worked together in America with Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. You can't deny the business logic, as frustrating as it is. Who wouldn't want these guys to fight 2 or 3 times each a year rather than have one climactic payoff? Who wouldn't want the boxing calendar to suddenly be filled with 2 years of fights we want between the two big ends? Yes, for some reason I'm torn. Historically, so many fighters have lost so much, having given everything that is hard to be begrudged to those who work the system in their favor. That may seem unpopular opinion because we all want microwave big fights served immediately and it's consumed while they're hot. Sure we do. That's the allure of the sport in so many ways, and often its best advertisement with the top champions and contenders facing one another to unveil the one true king. We already know who the real Stannis Baratheon is. That's Anthony Joshua, but I'll digress and continue. You know how it goes now. One face, one name, one bitch. I threw that in there. One needn't go on. But if these three lead the sport, exceedingly rich men have acquired fortunes for low risk, but they have come out with their faculties, set their children and grandchildren up to remain positive adverts for the sport, then is that good or bad? In the small picture, we want wars between the best. In the bigger picture, you can't blame these three for picking the lock to their vault rather than fighting over who holds the key. Okay, then that shit just blew me. Now this is where I get spicy and this is where I go in. So you just heard this dude try to sit up there and justify why we not getting the fights we're not getting. We're not getting the fights we not getting, and they trying to justify it. I don't know who paid who to do this little article on Boxing Scene so everybody could hear this bullshit and somebody could try to, you know, mentally acquiesce to what he was trying and dig, you know what I'm saying, and pick up whatever the fuck this nigga is putting down. But I ain't with the shit. Come on now, man. Like, how long has Deontay Wilder had that belt? I'll wait. You know what I mean? And what top opposition has he fought? He ain't even fought dudes in the top 50. Everybody he's fought has been in the top 100 and beyond. So we're not going to sit up there and do that. Tyson Fury coming in fighting Tom Schwartz, I understand he just signed a $100 million deal. But these fights have been microwaved, renuked, sun-dried, fucking then renuked again. And these shits are just watered down to the point where, you know what I'm saying, the shallow pickings, which is the heavyweight division, has become spoiled, man. And it's starting to, you know what I'm saying, just erode and just die out. I'm sorry, man, but nobody is following that following. Anthony Joshua, you can't even mention them in the same breath of what's going on. So now these journalists are trying to say it is okay for niggas to pick through mediocre opponents. Well, I'm not doing that shit, and I'm not rocking with it. So if any of y'all believe that that is the type of tactic that is okay, and saying basically that, hey, it's all good, let these dudes just fight a whole bunch of bum talent, a bunch of B-, C+ talent, and just move and maneuver all over the world, just racking up checks and just talking about, you know what I'm saying, diminishing the sport of boxing and making it about checks. It ain't about checks, it ain't about that, it's about legacy, it's about who's that Don, who is that last Don, who is that one true king. And I already put my stake in the sand for who I believe is that. So I'm not rocking with it, and I'm not all for it. Today, that's, you know what I'm saying, what we got is boxing breaking news, but I call it more breaking bullshit, man. And I swear to God, I'm ready to throw up all over myself once again. But anyway, we're going to continue, man. So I just like to know how all of y'all feel about that, because I feel like they trying to hijack the sport, and they just trying to say it's okay for niggas to fight bum competition and these dudes to just overly saturate, you know what I'm saying, the heavyweight division with, you know what I'm saying, mediocre competition, and these dudes never get to fight, man. We should have been had the Anthony Joshua Deontay Wilder fight. We should have been had the Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua fight, or you know what I'm saying, the list goes on, and they not even mentioning Dillian White in there, and then just calling these dudes the big three, when really I feel as though you should push Deontay Wilder out of that mix and throw Dillian White in there, because he's a more marquee value than Deontay Wilder. Nobody really knows this guy, man. This nigga he's nothing, man. He is nothing, man. All three of those other heavyweights could shove everything that nigga made in they fucking sock, man. I'm talking about this whole person they sock, man, and shove that bitch ass nigga in the back pocket, man. Just wring his ass and throw him out to dry, man, because that's how watered down this nigga is, man. So let's be true to what's going on here, man. They trying to use this whole hypocrisy with the game, but if Anthony Joshua or any of his opposition to the zone was to come out and say some shit like that, they smashing, man. I'm not with it, man. So once again, man, I ain't give y'all that much. I had a lot to read off of and a lot of shit to break down and go off of. So, man, I'm gonna just close out. We at 22 minutes, man. This your man 3K the Boss, aka Mr. Two Hands Up. Fah Fah. You know what it is, and as we always say at the end of this joint, man, it costs you nothing to pay a nigga no mind. But that boxing scene article was something I had to bring to y'all attention. It's bullshit, man. Don't fall for it. Don't try to let them niggas mislead y'all and let y'all think that it is okay for them to duck top opposition and to keep fighting these C-level opponents that, you know what I'm saying, a bunch of no-names, man. Is this what y'all want to do to boxing? Really? As I always say, man, honor the game, stay true to yourself, and stay true to what's real, man. You know what I'm saying? As always, man, unbiased, unfiltered, always kicking my shit, man. Hey, man, I'm a beast on this platform, man. Y'all fuck with me, man. As always, man, be easy. And one more thing, respect, though. Oh!